Welcome to Spring LIB.
In this exercise, we have an airplane that's heading northward towards a city that's located 750 kilometers from the starting point of the journey. The speed of the airplane relative to the air is 630 kilometers per hour. In question A, we have to consider that the wind is blowing with a speed of 35 kilometers per hour, heading south. And given this information, we have to find what is the time it takes for the journey to be completed. Well, notice that since the airplane is heading north and the wind is blowing to the south, then the speed of the airplane relative to the ground is the speed of the airplane relative to the air minus the speed of the wind. Okay, because the wind cancels out part of the speed of the airplane. So the speed of the airplane relative to the ground is 630 minus 35, and this is 595 kilometers per hour to the south. I'm sorry, to the north. This means that the time is equal to the distance between the starting point of the airplane and the city divided by the speed of the airplane relative to the ground. So this is 750 kilometers divided by 595 kilometers per hour. And this is equal to 1.26 hours. In question B, we have to calculate the same thing, but considering that now the speed of the wind is 35, but heading north. In this case, the speed of the airplane is, the velocity of the airplane is in the same direction as that of the wind, and V is equal to VR, the velocity of the speed of the airplane relative to the wind, plus the speed of the wind. So V is equal to 630 plus 35, or 665 kilometers per hour. And delta T, again, will be 750 kilometers divided by 665 kilometers per hour. So this is 1.13 hours. In question C, we have to consider that the wind is now blowing east. So it's 35 kilometers per hour to the east. Notice that now the wind is blowing in this direction, but the airplane still has to head north, okay, relative to the ground. This means that the speed of the airplane relative to the wind has to be heading to the northwest in order to cancel out the contribution of the wind to the east. Okay, so the airplane only heads north. So in the end, what we're going to have is a rectangle triangle that consists of the resulting, the net velocity v pointing northward, the speed, the velocity of the wind vw pointing to the east, and the velocity of the airplane relative to the wind pointing to the northwest. So we can find the speed of the airplane relative to the ground as, since this is a rectangle triangle, this is just the square root of VR squared minus VW squared. So this is equal to the square root of 630 squared minus 35 squared. So the speed is 629 kilometers per hour. And the time it takes to travel with this speed is 750 kilometers divided by 629 kilometers per hour. So this is 1.19 hours. This concludes the exercise.